Hello there, fellow adventurers! This video would have been out earlier this month, but for the last week or so I've been caught up reliving my old Amiga days with the A500 Mini. This little beauty is like having an Amiga emulator that you can just plug and play, and comes with 25 pre-installed games such as Simon the Sorcerer, Alien Breed, and Another World. The best part though is that you can add as many games as you like on a USB drive, and I discovered some adventure games that I'd never heard of before, like Bargain Attack by Cocktail Vision, which from the first screen is already looking like a serious pixel hunt. Anyway, on to today's indie game, The Lost Oregon City Gold, which I was given a key for by Paul Franzen, who plays a role in the game as Uncle Paul, who looks like he lives in a hobbit hole. This other guy looks really familiar, and in fact it's none other than Michael Gray, aka Arglefump, the Nancy Drew dude, who is more of an aficionado on Nancy Drew than I am on the Carol Reed games.
I'll make you a cup of tea from stinging nettles.
Well, I prefer Tetley myself, but thanks for offering.
This game actually has a lot in common with Carol Reed, as it's made up of real photos taken around Oregon, which I'd never been to, so it was a great way to see all the fantastic sights, such as the cemetery and cannabis dispensary. Okay, just kidding. There's plenty of interesting locations to visit where we can learn all about the history of Oregon, like how the city of Portland got its name from the outcome of a coin toss. Then there's the famous Oregon Trail, which is the wagon route that ran from Independence, Missouri, all the way west to Oregon City. A typical wagon is called a prairie schooner, and one puzzle involves learning what the different parts are called. This feels a lot like going on a school field trip, and it's really a treasure hunt looking for a stash of gold bars, where one clue leads to the next location, where we find another clue that leads to another location, where there's another clue, then another location and another clue, and so on, and so on. Well, you get the idea. Arglefump is assisted by his two real-life kids, Mary and Rosie, who play an important part in solving the puzzles. Here the kids have to make it to the top of this cliff, and we have to decide whether to jump across or walk around. Go on, let's make the jump! Damn, that's quite shocking for such a family-friendly game. I do love a good death scene though. Let's see another one.
Whoa! Whoa!
One time we're chasing after our lost dog, then have to guess the dog's new name. Even though I know the answer, it's fun to choose the other options, like Puffy Woofy Puppy, or Poopy Puppy Bark Bark Bark. Of course, the right answer is Puffa Woofa Puppy Girl. I like all the different expressions that give the characters life rather than being static cardboard cutouts. One of my favorites is the lollipop seller.
Thanks so much! Here's your candy!
Uncle Paul emerges from his hobbit hole and challenges the kids to play a video game of the Oregon Trail, which I believe is based on the Edutainment game by MECC, the Minnesota Educational Computing Consortium. Try saying that 10 times fast.
Minnesota Educational Computing Consortium, Minnesota Educational Computing Consortium, Minnesota Educational Computing Consortium, Minnesota Educational Computing Consortium.
We have some control over the choices we make along the way, but it's mostly a series of random events, like a thief broke into your wagon and stole your favorite hat, one of your traveling companions dies of exhaustion, or got slapped for mispronouncing Oregon. This actually comes up later when we learn that the correct pronunciation rhymes with win. So it's Oregon?
Here, Oregon.
Oregon.
Home of the beaver, famous for cherries.
Beavers, cherries, input.
Without spoiling the ending too much, Arglefump has a mock sword fight with Uncle Paul, and we're tested on all the historical facts we've learned on our adventure. If we defeated, Arglefump is slain, and the kids are so upset that they steal his wallet. So, in conclusion, this is a fun, light-hearted game with a nice balance of education and entertainment. And if you want to see more of Argle Thump in action, he also stars in The Pizza Delivery Boy Who Saved the World, where you're faced with such world-saving decisions as which pizza do you love the most?
Minnesota Educational Computing Consortium, 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 Minnesota Educational Computing Consortium.